dito tayo sa bagong headline ng The Sun Hong Kong. So, disclaimer lang po, hindi pa ako binibayaran. Nais ko lang po magkaroon ng awareness ang mga tao dito sa Hong Kong or outside ng Hong Kong or OFW around Hong Kong. So, ganito po mag-handle ang Hong Kong government tungkol sa COVID-19 cases or whatever na ganito. So, ito po ang headline ngayon. Ito Tagalog yung headline, pero basahin natin yung buong kwento. Natin. So, hindi lang 3, kundi 5 araw na ilalockdown ang mga nakatira sa isang gusali sa Kwaichong dahil umabot na sa 20 ang mga nahawaan ng Omicron sa mga residente at bisita doon. Sa loob ng araw na ito ay hindi palalabasin ang mga nakatira doon at kailangang magpa-test araw-araw. Pero padadalhan sila ng pagkain ng gobyerno 3 beses sa isang araw. Ayon kay Health Secretary Sophia Chan, isang tagalinis na tinagurian nilang super spreader ang nanghawa sa mga nakatira doon. Ayan, so ibig sabihin, ang nanghawa doon sa is tagalinis lang din siya. So kaya nagiging super spreader. Tapos ganito sa Hong Kong kasi mag-lockdown sila. Wala kang alalahanin sa pagkain. Talagang ang lockdown talaga nila, talagang sa loob ka lang talaga ng bahay. Tapos hahatiran ka lang ng pagkain. So basahin natin ang buod ng kwento. I-click lang natin ito. Yan. So, para malaman natin kung ano ang buong kwento, click mo lang yung nandun na sa kanila. At i-follow nyo yung The Sun or Hong Kong News kasi mga real news yan. Walang fake news dito sa Hong Kong, guys. Kasi talagang ka. So, dito daw, ito na ang featured na nila is Kwaichong lockdown to last 5 days as super spreader infects 20 people. Ayan. Yan ang writer si Daisy Mandap. Secretary Chan said the Kwaichong outbreak was caused by a super spreader. So, mismong tagalinis, siya yung nagiging nagpapakalat. So, ito ang niya. Hong Kong's health authorities have ordered a 5-day complete lockdown of Yat Kwai House in Kwaichong Estate as it emerged that a so-called super spreader had infected at least 20 other residents, staff, and visitors at the building. Secretary for Health Professor Sophia Chan made the announcement as the first day of the lockdown began at 6 p.m. today, January 21. The government takes a serious view of this incident and will take action, said Professor Chan. We must take swift action so we can return to normal as soon as possible. Prof. Chan said that during the lockdown, which will last until Wednesday morning, all 2,700 residents of the building will be required to undergo daily testing. All meals will be brought to them by staff of the housing authority. She said at least 20 cases have been linked to the outbreak at Yat Kwai House, which she described as worrying. At the regular press briefing by the Center for Health Protection earlier, 6 confirmed cases were linked to the housing block. This was on top of the 3 confirmed cases reported on Wednesday and Thursday. Dr. Chuang Shok-Kwan, who conducted the briefing, said there were more than 20 preliminary positive cases and about 10 of them are also connected to the Yat Kwai outbreak. Health experts who conducted a site visit at the estate Thursday night only recommended a 3-day overnight lockdowns, with residents who test negative on the daily test being allowed to leave the building for work or other purposes. But as more cases linked to the building emerged, health officials decided to extend the lockdown and ensure all residents are kept in for 5 days when they estimate all those who had infected with the virus would be detected. CHP is the Center for Health and Protection. Controller Dr. Edwin Choi said the outbreak started when the husband of a woman who was infected during her 21-day quarantine at Selka Seaview Hotel in Yaumate went to collect salvageable items from the garbage dump at Yat Kwai and two other buildings in the estate on January 13. At the collection station, he got in touch with a cleaner and passed the virus on to her, Joy said. The cleaner in turn passed it on to residents as she collected their garbage or said hello to them in the hallways. Joy said the cleaner who had been most infectious between January 16 to 18 and those who were infected by her would have incubated the virus in 3 to 6 days. So within these 5 days, we hope to catch all of those infected, he said. The officials explained that moving all the residents to a quarantine center was not necessary as the virus did not spread through the sewage pipes or air ventilation system as what happens when the so-called vertical transmission occurs. This is not a building structure issue, so there is no need to move residents to a quarantine center, said Chan. She appealed to residents who were still out when the lockdown began this evening to go home normally and not go elsewhere and assured them that the housing authority will provide them support from the daily testing to providing them with meals for the next 5 days. She hoped things could return to normal for the residents before the Lunar New Year holidays. Yet, Kwai residents do some shopping before the lockdown. She also urged those living in high-risk areas in Aberdeen and Shamshupo to get tested, and for everyone who has not received COVID-19 vaccine to get jab as soon as possible. At the CHP briefing, Dr. Chuang listed among the preliminary cases a cleaner at Yat Kwai who lives in the neighboring Ying Kwai house in the same estate. A 2-year-old child who lives on the same floor as the cleaner in Ying Kwai house has also tested preliminary positive, as well as a security guard at Yat Kwai. No information was made available as to whether the cleaner was vaccinated, but the Pakistani peddler who passed on the virus to her was not vaccinated. Of the 6 confirmed cases today that were linked to the outbreak, 4 had no record of having received vaccination. Chuang reported 6 confirmed cases in Kwai Chung and 5 related to the hamster infections. Chung said a total of 24 cases were detected as of midnight Thursday, and 18 were local cases. 16 were linked to other local cases, while the sources of infection of the 2 others were unknown. The untraceable cases pertain to a 24-year-old assistant social worker who lives in Chongsha 1 and works in Kwaichong, and a 37-year-old female salesperson in Kontong who lives in Chunwan. 5 of the confirmed local cases were connected to the outbreak of the Delta variant in pet shops, which prompted a call of about 2,000 small animals on Tuesday. 2 had bought hamsters from the Little Boss pet shops in Mongkok and Causeway Bay, where 11 of the animals were found to carry the L452R mutant strain linked to Delta. 2 others were family members of a customer of the Causeway Bay pet shop who was infected earlier. They also bought something from the shop. The last infected person had a meal at a Dragon Palace restaurant in Aberdeen. At about the same time as the husband of the pet shop customer, Chuang said the 2 sat far apart but both remembered going to the men's toilet during that time, so it's believed that the infection happened there. So, ito yung ano natin dito. Kung magsasagawa tayo ng ano ba dyan sa kung ano man. Ang kagandahan dito sa Hong Kong, hindi ka mag-alala na ma-lockdown ka kasi ititest ka nila, libre po iyon. Tapos, pati pagkain, di ka na mag-alala kasi libre din po yun na ihahatid sa iyo. Kaya ganyan lang ang kaano dito sa Hong Kong. Tapos wala silang kimi-kimi mag-lockdown ng isang ano. Tapos ang nila-lockdown lang nila yung lugar kung saan affected. Halimbawa kami dito, malayo kami. Hindi kami nala-lockdown. Kung sino lang doon. Tapos kahit yung mga malalapit doon sa kanila. Halimbawa dyan sa Kwaichong. Hindi rin nila lockdown. Ang nila lockdown lang talaga yung mismong kung saan nanggaling yung ano. Sila lang talaga ang nila lockdown. Ganun lang tayo. Ganun lang dito. Kaya tapos more on ano sila. Kahit sabihin natin na pinopost na very very strict sila, pero stricto lang sila kung saan banda talaga yung problema. Hindi lahat ano, tsaka kahit gaano ka ano dyan, kahit ngayong pagpabakuna, hindi siya mandatory, pero ang dami-dami nilang ano pakulo na may premium pang magpabakuna, ganyan. Ang daming ano, may nagpa-premium pa ng ano. Wala, hindi rin mandatory ang pabakuna. Nasa sayo lang talaga pa magpabakuna ka o hindi. Ganun lang. Tapos pag magpabakuna ka rin, marami kang ano, i-orient ka talaga nila. Ano ang kailangan mong gawin, ano ang kailangan mong malaman, kung ano ka. Tapos walang waiver na sabihin na waiver na pag may mangyari sa'yo, walang pakialam ang gobyerno, wala. Dinabasa ko rin lahat ng ano doon na magpabakuna ka. Ano talaga, ano mo kung may sakit ka, wala. Tapos kung wala kang sakit, tapos mayroon kang side effect, basta mapatunayan na yung na side effect yan dahil sa bakuna, mayroon kang makukuhang benefits. Ganon dito. Kaya kudos sa Hong Kong government na magaling sila mag-control ng ano, kahit ano ang ano nila, kahit hindi mo masabing makontrol yan yung ano na yan, itong bagay na ito, pero talagang binigyan nilang diin ang mga health protocols ng ito, COVID-19. Kaya stay safe guys, always wash your wash your hands everywhere, wear mask when outside, and be aware sa mga protocols ng ating gobyerno kung nasaan man tayo sa mundo. Huwag tayo maging pasaway guys. Kaya congratulations sa ating mga ano dyan na nabakunahan na okay sila. At sa mga ayaw naman magpabakuna, dahil isa rin ako noon sa mga ayaw din magpabakuna, nasa sa inyo rin po yan. Basta pakiramdaman nyo ang sarili nyo. At saka eat healthy, be strong na lang guys. And always remember, life is still beautiful. Have a sweet life. 2022 Chinese New Year is coming. Love you all guys. See you next time. See you sa sunod ng mga balita. Pag hindi pa kayo nag-subscribe, mag-subscribe na. Ito ay binabasa ko para sa mga walang oras magbasa. Kaya thank you sa update. The Sun Hong Kong. Thank you so much. Love you all guys.